Hey guys, we're here with the team behind Defrost Virtual Reality. Guys, introduce yourself.
I'm Tana Frederick.
I'm Kelly DeSarla.
I'm Mario Kenyon.
I'm Ron Vignone.
So explain to me where Defrost came from. What is the concept behind this virtual reality team?
It came about, I wanted to work with my good friend Randall Kleiser, who directed Grease, Flight of the Navigator, Blue Lagoon, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or Blew Up the Kids, just to name a few. I've wanted to work with him for a long time, and he came to me finally with this piece that he had written at USC in 1968. And it was a short, and it was good. And he said, "I'd like to shoot this in virtual reality." And I thought, "Whoa, wait a second here." And he was like, "Are you interested?" And I said, "Okay, I'll try it. I'll try anything." You know, a lot for me, the high tech, a lot of the high tech and the speed with which it's moving really scares me. And so I was like, challenged, yay, get in there. And so it was actually perfect, and a perfect story for that medium. A woman being thawed after being 30 years of being cryogenically frozen, and played by Kelly DeSarla, and then I play her daughter. And so basically what's happening in the story is she's waking up, and you as the viewer are seeing her being wheeled down a hallway, and seeing your family for the first time through her eyes, which is actually the camera. And that's where it all started.
Kind of a very intimate scene. It's obviously family is the key core there. That's what a great choice, obviously, to that being the first one.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think the neat thing about this project versus a lot of other VR material, and what really, first of all, the fact that it's a narrative. There's not many narrative VR series out there, and we do have 12 episodes, and in our first series, and so they're going to be downloadable coming up, and you can just kind of tap into them and binge watch all you want, and that's exciting. And also the fact that we use some great actors in our series, and that's something that a lot you don't see in a lot of new VR presentations now, or experiences. Is just motion capture, a lot of different experiences, but not actual actors like Harry Hamlin. We have Carl Weathers, help me out here.
Yeah. Veronica Cartwright.
It's early here in Dallas.
Christopher Atkins.
Just waking up. Good film festival. It's also important to note that Randall approached you to play the lead in the piece, and you liked it so much, you decided to produce it.
Yes. That happened a long way, too.
It's just a small detail.
Small detail.
Dallas.
I produced the rest of the 11 episodes, yes.
How do you guys convince these caliber of actors to do this? Because this does seem like, what are we doing? How do we approach this? How did that all come about?
It was actually, actors are so hungry to delve into this experience.
Yeah.
And like I said, there aren't many experiences for actors to participate in VR where you get to act. It's actually like theater. It's most like theater, a theater experience. And all the people who I've talked to, like experts with VR, like Mario, say it's like theater in the round, but it's inverted. So like we were working with the Nokia Ozo camera, which is just this ball with like
It has eight different sensors on it, and so that becomes the camera, and that becomes the character, Kelly, that all the actors are actually looking at. And so that's kind of really interesting for actors to, okay, so instead of playing with another human, I'm playing with this piece of advanced technology, and I'm supposed to emote to that, and I'm supposed to take beats from that. So it's really interesting. And so I think that's one reason why actors were drawn to it, is because it's exciting, it's new, it's something different. And it's kind of a new way to express yourself with this kind of technology, and seeing what happens from there. But yeah, like she said, it's very much like a theater, because there is no crew. There is no equipment, because it captures everything in this 360 space. One remarkable thing that happened was Randall
Our director.
Randall, the director, his years of directing experience, he couldn't really remove himself from the scene. So he's actually the person pushing the camera as the nurse. So when you're in the experience, if you look back, you'll see Randall there, and that's how he was able to watch the actors and direct from inside of the scene. Otherwise, he'd have to hide behind a door or a plant or something like that and just hear.
So he was like a glorified dolly grip. More
Yeah.
or less. It's like I always wanted to be a dolly grip, so that so you have to get very creative in these situations because it's so new. So we planted. You see Kelly in the film at times, but for only when she holds a mirror up or she's. We can't give away what happens, but basically it's a body with a camera mounted on the head, and then it serves as our dolly, and then Randall's pushing it and put scrubs on, and he's a nurse in it, and that way he could watch every take, but without, if he weren't in the room, then he couldn't see anything. So you can look up, for those of you who see the experience today, you can look up and count his nose hairs.
I'm sure Randall would love that.
There's talked to a few other directors in VR and just hearing the stories of, I was behind the couch that whole time and I was just listening and it sounded great to me, and then I saw playback and I was like, we gotta go do it again. So, Randall was just, I'm gonna be in it, and it really worked. And the acting is really remarkable in this, and it really comes across everybody involved. And I think that's why this piece has, captivated so many people, is because the emotion that comes through with the actors is really powerful. And, in virtual reality, your brain can achieve presence where it actually believes that it's there. So if you believe that you're there and it's really good acting, and you can actually feel emotions come. And we've had some people cry in this 5-minute experience. And we've had some people take off the headset and need like 2 minutes to decompress, because what can happen is you can embody this person, Kelly. Body transference can happen in virtual reality. Your brain can think that it's there. If you look down and you're sitting down and you see these hands in this wheelchair and your brain connects to it, you're like, oh, this is me. Your brain can be like, I can connect with this person. This is who I am for as ever long as you want. So it's really interesting. I'm really excited we have the first episode. Once we have multiple episodes and people can stay in longer and longer and longer, it's going to be fascinating to see what's going on.
Their threshold.
Yeah.
And it's important to just make the distinction. When we're talking about Kelly, Kelly is you. When you are in the experience, you are in the first person subjective. So you're going through this, meeting the family as Kelly, as Joan, the character. And we won't give away how you become Kelly in various parts, but that is the virtual reality experience, a first person, subjective, immersive, empathic experience. And that's what's so fascinating about this. When Mary was talking about, switching and the empathic switch, you can only really be experienced by doing it. And so,
do you mind if we see the equipment?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So it's best viewed on a Samsung Gear. So this is the phone, and you put in here like this, and what happens is it turns into a stereoscopic image, meaning that it's split screen. If you look here, these are 2 lenses, and that's it, and that will turn this stereoscopic image into a monoscopic image in your brain. So this is how we see. We have 2 images.
Each eye.
Yeah, so it'll match each eye, and that's what kind of creates this immersion. So instead of you're looking at a screen and your brain is like, oh, that's a screen, now you're seeing the way we see every day with 2 different images coming in, and that's what creates this immersion. And then you put this on like this, and then you put the headphones on.
Where are they?
And then you're, whoa.
And when you look all the way around, you're in a 360-degree world.
With Randall and his hair.
With Randall and his nose hair. Exactly.
Yeah. And the exciting thing about this festival is this will be the first time that we're going to do a synchronized viewing of Defrost. So instead of just having one person in this, we have the technology now where we can have up to, however many headsets you have, 100 or so, and we can start the experience at the same time, and that's going to be really amazing to see where people are looking. And if they all look at the same direction at one time, and then they take off, and everybody's going to have a different connection to it, a different emotion to it, and we're really excited about screening it here.
Well, it kind of begs the kind of last question then, where can you guys go from here? I mean, what is the horizon for this type of experience?
Next, well, we're going to the Cannes Film Festival with it. We started out with our pilot going to Sundance. And, I mean, the story is so good and the actors are so good. And the Randall is very good. I think this really is a storytelling medium. I mean, I really believe that virtual reality can be so, like they said, powerful, not just for game, not, you know, it's not, it can be good for gamers, it can be good for being on a sideline of a sports game, it can be great backstage at concerts, but all in all, it's such a cool storytelling instrument. And so that is very, very exciting. And so people, the first one that we shot was just 2 Steadicams and 2 fisheye lenses like taped together. It was basically like what we first shot it on.
2 GoPros.
Sorry, GoPros. And that was it. That was like very simplified VR, and then the stitching came along later. And then we were given by Nokia from that pilot episode, because they really liked that. We were given the Ozo
with 8 sensors, and it's
so
a little bit more of a beast than 2 GoPros.
But it's 3D and
stereo
it's
sound,
stereo,
so
and
it's
so
impressive.
it's like we just kind of people keep giving us stuff and saying, go play, go try more. We like this. We like what you're doing. This is it's sort of a futuristic soap opera, if you will. And so we're trying to figure out how our app will be out and people will be able to download it. And you can go on the website, defrostvr.com. And
yep, the app is going to be out for iOS, and then we're building one for Android, and we'll also be on Gear, but we're still in post in the other episodes, and so we're kind of waiting to roll all those out. Like she said, we're headed to Cannes, the World VR Forum in Switzerland, which is very, very exciting. And you know, we're playing around with new ways to present this. When we first started at Sundance, it was just, you know, one person putting the headset on, person explaining how it works, and you do that hundreds of times and it gets tiring. And now we have this technology where we can just do a lot of people at once, and playing around with maybe incorporating smells into the experience to see if that can create a stronger sense of presence and immersion. But it's a really exciting time because nobody really has an answer. Nobody really knows where this is going. And like Tana said, there's going to be a lot of storytellers coming into this medium. And I think there's going to be a lot of healthy competition of pushing the bar higher and higher of what can you do? What kind of story can you tell now? Like this, you know, Defrost is amazing. You're a participant inside the story. So it's not only just a new way to tell a story, it's a new way to experience a story from within the story itself, where you feel like a character and now you're part of it. So just imagining, you know, getting a lot of talent into this field, the kind of stories they're going to produce, and it's really exciting.
And where the series will end up is, in the end, you can have 12 episodes in the first series that you can download and binge watch, like you would House of Cards, let's say. And then we go series after series after series. So that's the
on your phone,
On your
and
phone.
just be able to pop it in, watch as many as you want on your way to work. Or whatever.
And then-
Driving a little
In the,
challenging.
If you're not driving.
self-driving cars. Yeah.
That's the future.
The future is here.
Well, guys, I think that's a perfect way to end it. And thank you guys for bringing it to Dallas and letting us be one of the first to kind of play around with it.
having
Yeah, thank
we're
you.
happy to
Thank
be
you.
here. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.